So hello and welcome everyone, my name's Alexander and this is the Comfortable Car Club. The RNEG2/RT6, it's a head unit that equipped many a Citroën and many a Peugeot in the 2010s. And these days people are ditching these in favour of more modern units. Android head units, things like that, or more recent versions of units that came with whatever brand of car it is that you drive. And I'm no exception. This RNEG2/RT6 unit, I'm going to call it RT6 for the sake of brevity, this unit will be gone shortly, hopefully replaced by a SMEG unit. But before it leaves my service, I would like to briefly talk about this head unit because it served me well. And in about 10 years or something like that, these cars are going to become classics. You can write that down. And people will probably want to restore them to their original spec, and that includes installing an old RNEG2/RT6 radio. So this is for those people in 10 years' time. Hello from 10 years ago. Hopefully the world hasn't gone to complete shit. Fingers crossed. Now, as far as head units go, it's completely run-of-the-mill. You've got an on-off switch, CD eject switch, volume, forward, backwards, etc. Shortcuts for the radio stations, and then some other keys here in the middle. Nothing out of the ordinary. But like most head units, some of them actually hide hidden functions. For example, if I were to press the eject button for a few minutes, please bear with, as it still tells me there's no CD inserted, and then take it off, it's going to do a soft reset. It's basically going to switch itself off and back on again. I said it's going to switch itself off, then back on again. Thank you. So, you know, if something goes wrong with the radio, sometimes it loses connection to the phone that's paired with it. That can come in handy. Another shortcut that exists on this car is this, the radio telephone diagnosis, which basically, you know, tells you the software, things like that. There you go. Just press it until it goes back. It takes quite a while, but there you go. Hang on a sec. Let me get back to that menu. There's a back key here. Now there's another thing that's navigation demonstration, but basically if you can activate this. I mean, this is great actually for making YouTube videos. If you don't want to dox yourself, if you don't want anyone to know where you are, you can toss them this red herring. It's actually really good. But basically that's it. Now I do know there is another hidden menu, but it's not accessible on this car. There's a channel, I think it's called Tomasz Plawski. Hopefully I've said your name correctly, sir. And he has a DS5. The DS5 has an extra couple of buttons that this car doesn't have. It's got a green answer call button and a red hang up call button. And you press one of them long enough and a hidden menu comes up that allows for cheat codes, but no one knows what the cheat codes are. But this doesn't have it, unfortunately. So yeah, it's not like all Citroens are created equal. Nope, correction, I should pay more attention to the video, because in that very same video, Mr. Plawski actually showed how you can access the menu if you don't have that, you know, phone key. If I had paid attention properly, I would have known you press that traffic button, leave it there for a while, and eventually, yeah, the cheat code menu will come up. Dziękuję. Hopefully I said that correctly. There is one more sort of hidden function. If you don't read the actual manual, you might not know that this sensor knob does zoom in and zoom out. I didn't know this. Also, when you press it, it brings up a contextual menu. If I change screens, this menu comes up with that particular screen. I think this is very clever. It's very intuitive and easy to use, and you get used to it very quickly. So that's a good idea. Now, this wasn't the original head unit that came with this car. I had an RNEG/MyWay head unit, and that wasn't very good because it only had Bluetooth calls, but it didn't look very good. It wasn't a good radio, basically. This one's much better simply because it has something that the other one didn't have, which is Bluetooth streaming. Now, here's a little tip for those of you who are like me and basically really only go for Bluetooth streaming. I know it's not everyone, but I do, and I really like to get into the car and play my tunes immediately. When you get into the car, it will select the last music source that was playing. So if it's radio, it's radio. If it's USB, USB. and aux. I'm going to call it aux, AUX, because it's short for auxiliary, I think. But Bluetooth streaming is the only exception. If it's not playing Bluetooth streaming, it goes back to radio. And I don't like that. I want to be able to listen to my tunes as quickly as possible. So as soon as it pairs, and it does pair, it comes up with a message saying peripheral connected, something like that. You'll see. You just press music, change media, and immediately Bluetooth streaming. But you cannot have any one of these. You cannot have a CD inserted, a USB or an iPod connected, or the AUX activated in this menu here. So keep that in mind. If you want to quickly listen to Bluetooth tunes, just get in, change media, press this again, you're good to go. There's a little tip. Now, when I get the SMEG unit in here, there are a couple of things that I'm going to miss. First off, there's one thing that this car does, and I think that's going to continue to be a thing. You turn the lights on, as I did, and you press this button, and it goes out, see? Now it's all back on. If I press mode, this button here, or the button on the end of the steering wheel, sorry, the column stalk steering wheel. By the way, these buttons do exactly the same thing. Press either one for a couple of seconds and it turns off the center screen. This is really good. I'm not going to have it with the SMEG unit. Also, one thing that I won't have with the SMEG unit is I can turn the car off. It all turns off, but I can turn just the radio on eventually. But that's something that the SMEG unit also doesn't have. You have to turn the car on using a key, and that's the only way of making the unit work, as you see here. And finally, another thing that I'm going to miss as well is when you have the navigation going on there, and I can turn the screen off to demonstrate this. You can also have a screen showing your destination and such. I love this. This is like such a lovely little touch to have in the car, because you just want to have a look at the road ahead and very briefly glance down without having to glance at the screen. So that's something I'm going to miss, in all honesty. I think that was really cool. And it's a pity the SMEG unit doesn't have that compatibility, I think. Now, you can actually do things with the RNEG2 that I'm not sure you can do with other systems. But in this case, there are these hacks you can do. For example, you can make one of the screens show the oil and coolant temperature instead of having trip information. You can make the center binnacle display show the parking sensors instead of it appearing just on the actual center console. And you can also add extra themes. And I did this myself, actually. If I use the menu button to bring up the configuration screen, it says display configuration, then choose color. Now, these first two, Astral Grey and Sweets Habana, come with a car as standard. I should say come with a head unit at standard. That's probably the most correct thing to say. This dark blue and techno vibe are in fact some extras that you can unlock. Now, I did this according to instructions from a channel that I have been mentioning a lot, Remis PSA. If you want to alter your RNEG2, mod it, upgrade it, whatever you want to call it, head on over there. Undoubtedly, I've mentioned him a lot because I've been modding and upgrading and retrofitting, etc. And his channel undoubtedly is the best for that in relation to Citroen C5s. He also does Peugeot 508s. So, and I think he's got, what is it? I don't remember, is it a Toyota? So yeah, once again, I've already said this in other videos, but I'm going to reiterate that here. Head on over if you want to, find some good stuff. Not just in relation to RNEG2/RT6s, other things as well. So nothing is perfect, and obviously the RNEG2 isn't, otherwise I wouldn't be swapping it out. One of the major bugbears I've always had is that this doesn't show what it is I'm listening to, especially when it comes to Bluetooth streaming. It will show what's in the USB drive, but not streaming, which is odd because my RD45, which on paper is a less sophisticated head unit, did show streaming information. So that's odd. I really do enjoy seeing who is playing what on the radio because I'm a big music fan. I like to discover new songs, especially on Spotify. Other streaming services are available, but I like to discover new music and then making a note of it, etc. So that's good. Also, it's very slow, this unit. It is sometimes a bit painfully so. It can take a long time to turn on. I once blamed it for me hitting a lamppost because it took so long for the sensors, the parking sensors, to come online. Sometimes it's very quick, sometimes not. I don't understand that. The menus that come up saying, you know, things are connected or something take an age to go away. So yeah, it's not perfect in all honesty. Also, the maps are completely out of date. And if you have Android Auto, you get current maps that are completely up to date all the time. Also, the traffic information doesn't work here, but you know, that's like no biggie. It's an old car with an old system. So yeah, these things do go offline every now and then. So yeah, not perfect, but definitely it has been reliable and it's been good and I've enjoyed using it. It's just time to move on. By the way, I'm keeping it. I'm not getting rid of it at all. This is something that I'm going to keep. I'm not going to sell because you never know, in the future it might come in handy. So there, hopefully you enjoyed it. You found it useful. If you're 10 years in the future, by the way, hello. And I don't know, write something in the comments and tell me how this video has aged, like fine wine or like milk. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Please comment, please like. On screen now, some things you can click, like more videos to watch. There's a merchandise store, and below, if you want to support the channel, there's a link for that too. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in a future video. I bid you all farewell.